What's going on, everyone? It's Justin. We're back at it again. Today is Monday, March 4th. Today I want to talk about the Walmart Spark app, the offers that you get on there, what the different offers are, how they work, should you be taking these offers, should you not be taking them, how much money are you getting paid, is the pay going up, all these different things. A lot of this stuff, I can tell you, I didn't really know a lot about it, even when I was doing Walmart Spark. It took one of the other veterans, Jeremy, to tell me about these things, so I knew exactly how it all worked. So the first thing is obviously you're going to turn Spark on, so you're going to go to the home page. And at the top, it's going to allow you to spark up to 4 hours. I wish they would change that. They should just let you spark for the whole day or select a time like at the end of the day. What you end up having to do is you have to go in there and change your time, and then you change it for, as far as you can if you want to, and then you just have to keep doing that throughout the day. Once you do that and you're within a proximity of the Walmart you're trying to spark at, one thing you can do is look at your zone, click your zone. It's going to show you the locations in your zone, and at the bottom of the page it's going to show you how busy it is certain hours of the day on that day. You can even scroll and look at the next day as well. So as far as the offers go, first type of offer that you're going to get is going to have a timer on it. I've noticed for some reason sometimes these timers are a minute long, sometimes they're 2 minutes long. I'm not really sure why that is. Maybe somebody can let me know in the comments section. I probably should have asked Jeremy about it. Basically, there's going to be a circle and it's going to have a timer on it, and you have that amount of time to click on the order, look at it, see if it's worth taking or not. These are the only offers that count against your acceptance rate. So if you were to go to your home page and you scroll down to your metrics, it'll show you all your metrics on there. You're going to have your on-time arrival, your dropped trips. You want to keep that really low. Then you're going to have your accepted offer percentage, and then you're going to have your customer rating, and then your percentage of items found. And then at the bottom, it shows you how many trips you've taken. The customer rating, I hear it doesn't come in for people for quite a while. I guess you have to get so many ratings before it even shows up on your. My rating has just not gone up. I don't know why it's not in the green. Either way, I guess it's not that big of a deal. Okay, so the accepted offer. So once you click on that offer, you can actually look at it, and it's going to show you the breakdown, how much the total is that you're getting paid. This can be the delivery, and then it can be tips, and then there could also be extra pay, extra earnings. This could be due to like heavy items, bulky items, whatever. One thing to note is that you don't get paid for your tips until approximately 24 hours after you get tipped. This is kind of another flaw with this app, in my opinion. Any other app, you get paid pretty much instantly for your tips or within an hour or so. I know on Instacart they have up to 24 hours, I believe, to adjust your tip, but you still like get paid the earnings, and then later on they'll just like deduct it down. If they lower it or if they raise it, they'll add it on there. But really wish they would change that, but you can't have everything the way you want it, I guess. The next thing is some of these are going to be curbside pickups, and some of them are going to be shopping orders. The ones that are shopping orders, when the order pops up, you're going to see a little shopping cart, and it's going to be in yellow, and it's going to say shopping next to it. That means you have to go into the store and shop for all the items and then deliver them to the customer. These are only going to be for one customer, which is nice. It's not like Instacart where they have you shopping for 2 or 3 customers sometimes. Under where it says shopping, it will say, sometimes it'll say extra earnings. It'll say express, meaning you like have to get in there and get it shopped for right away. If there are items that are 40 to 50 pounds, 50 to 60 pounds, it's going to be listed right there. And then if it's an apartment, it's also going to be listed. And then if it has a bulky item, like let's say they got a trash bin or a storage bin or just some big bulky item, it's going to say on there bulky item. Once you click on the offer, just how I showed you before where it shows the amount and everything, if you scroll down, it's going to show you your customer. It's going to show you how many items they ordered, and then it's going to say how many quantity. Don't pay attention to the quantity because they actually add in the bags for that. I don't know why they do that. So it might say 10 items, quantity 18. Really, it's 9 items. One of those is a bag, and it's quantity of how many ever bags. So essentially just deduct 1 from the total of the items, and that's how many items you have to shop for. Some of them may have multiple quantities. That's where you want to actually click on that and look at it and scroll down. You can scroll through, and it's going to show you all the items that you have to shop for. What you really want to pay attention to is if there's like bigger items or heavy items. I always look for like the big 40 packs of water, 35 packs of water, because that's really going to determine whether or not I want to take that order or not. If it's going to be a pain in the butt, maybe they got some dog food. They got these like 40 something pound dog foods that are real big and bulky. Pulled a back muscle doing that a couple weeks ago. That was not fun. Once you've looked at it, you've seen, if there's bulky items, heavy items, how much are you getting paid, how much is the tip, what are the items you're shopping for. Then you can select if you want to accept the order or reject it. You also want to look at the trip estimated mileage. It's going to tell you how many miles away it is, plus how many minutes approximately it's going to take you to drive to the location. that's something you want to factor in too. At least at my location, sometimes it has us driving all the way to Walworth. Sometimes you might be like, oh, it's paying me 15 bucks and I just got to go in and shop for 3 items. And then you look, it's going down to Walworth, and it's going to take you 15 minutes to drive there, and then 15 minutes to drive back. So now you're talking about a half hour of driving, plus it's gonna basically be like almost 20 miles of driving just to make that $15. So it might not be worth it to you, especially if the customer didn't tip. So that's something to consider. The other offers that you're gonna see that are not shopping orders are gonna be curbside orders. These are gonna tell you how many stops there are. One of those stops is you coming to Walmart, so that's not gonna be an actual delivery. So for instance, this one was $28.40. There's 1 pickup at Walmart and then 2 drop-offs. So you're gonna have to deliver to 2 customers. Sometimes you can deliver to 3 customers, sometimes it's only 1 customer. It's going to tell you what time to arrive at Walmart. So this is very important because the offers, at least in my location, they pop up starting at 20 after the hour and then they continue on after that. So you can get an offer at 10:20 and it'll say arrive at 10:50. So now you're sitting there basically waiting for a half hour before your order can even come out. And generally speaking, they're not going to come out right away, especially if it's busy. If you look at curbside and there's a bunch of people parked, or they've just been slow, or it's like they're getting backed up, you really have to factor that into how much money you're making because you're not really getting paid to sit there. So you've looked at the thing, you've seen, okay, it's only 2 deliveries, it's only going 6 miles total, this is paying a good amount of money, maybe it popped up 15 minutes before your pickup time, so you can go ahead and accept that order. These orders that I've shown you are essentially round robins where you have time to look at the orders and see whether or not you want to take it or not. The next type of orders are going to be curbside orders that are, they say arrive ASAP, and there's no timer on there. You can just accept it, reject it, you can just leave it on the screen. These are not going to affect your metrics as far as your acceptance rate, and these offers will pop up on the screen for everybody that is not obviously on an order right now. So if you got other sparkers and they're chilling in their vehicles or whatever, or maybe they're not far down the road, these offers are going to pop up for them, and anybody can snag any of these offers. These are typically offers that were sent out to multiple people and nobody accepted the offer, they just rejected it or let it time out. This arrive ASAP, maybe it's was supposed to be at, you know, this one says, I snapshot of this at 6:17, so let's say this one was actually supposed to go out at, you know, 6:10 or something, and nobody's got it and it's just sitting there. All right, I got a shopping order that's popped up. It's 2625 shopping order express going 5.5 miles. Looks like it's going to Elkhorn. I know exactly where this is. For some reason I've seen other people's phones, the items don't pop up right away on my screen. They like take time to show the actual items. Looks like they got a vanity basket, a plastic basket. I'm just sitting here. I'm gonna obviously take this. There is an $8 tip on this one, which is nice. People don't realize you put a tip on there and it really can make these offers worth it. For instance, this is $26.25. It was only $18.25 for the delivery. So once I've already accepted it, it's gonna go off the screen. It's gonna say somebody took the offer, it's no longer available. So when I first started doing this, I didn't realize that, like, when I accepted it, I thought somebody else snagged it or whatever. So what you have to do is you gotta go to your home screen, click the home screen, and then that offer is gonna pop up, and then you can click start trip. If you're already at Walmart, you start the trip, and then you confirm arrival, and it's going to say, after a few seconds, it's going to pop up and say you can preview your shopping. So looking at this, they got an item in candy and tobacco, looks like some M&Ms. They got some grocery items, which is like some sodas and stuff. They got health and beauty aids, so that's gonna be over by health and beauty. A couple home management items, that's the waste basket and some storage plastic thing containers. Then they got the house code chemicals, that's gonna be in the back. They got a couple produce items. They got one in stationery, that's gonna be in the F section. So I'm gonna be running around this whole store. And they got an item in the toy section. I've never had an offer like this before. Toy section, stationery, produce, household cleaners, home management, health and beauty, regular grocery, and candy is kind of in the grocery area, so that is crazy. But it's only 15 items and we should be able to knock the shopping out in probably like 7 minutes. So we're gonna go inside, we're gonna shop for this order, and then when I get back with you guys, we will continue with the video. All right, we're back from that drop off. That was a crazy order. I went around every portion of that store. I've never had an order like that before. Never got something in the toy section, but it was just some bubbles. So yeah, it's just after 12. Jeremy was just here. I was talking to him. So where were we? I think we were talking about the ASAP orders. So these orders, like I said, will pop up for everybody. The way they work is they will pulse 3 times, and if nobody ends up taking the order, it'll start going into extra earnings, and it'll go up in $1 increments. So let's say the order is $20, it'll go up to $21. It'll generally remain there for 4 or 5 minutes. I'm not sure on the exact. Jeremy said some of them go up faster than others. Some of them are slower. It'll go up 21, 22, 23 until somebody takes it, or if nobody takes it, it maxes out $7 above what it was originally at. So a $20 offer would be maxed out at $27. There's a few reasons why nobody's taking these orders. Number one, there's just nobody available to take them. Everybody's out on orders, whatever. Number two, the pay isn't great. Maybe there's no tips on the order. It's only paying like $7, $9, something like that. Maybe it's a curbside. Maybe it's super busy at curbside. Nobody wants to take them. Could be because there's a bunch of waters. Nobody wants those big heavy waters or something like that, bulky items. Maybe it's an extra large order and there's like 100 something items or something. Either way, nobody's taking it. Maybe it's worth it. Maybe it isn't. You really want to look at it. You got plenty of time. Like I said, there's no timer on it. Jeremy was actually here and he was talking about a gallon of milk last night that he was gonna take and try to just deliver it today instead of last night. I thought that was funny. But that order was actually up on my screen for $9.41 and it was just 1 gallon of vitamin D milk, whole milk. I'll show you guys a screenshot of it. I looked at it, I was like, wait a minute, this is dropping off up in Elkhorn. It says 2 items, quantity 2, but like I said, one of those is just a bag and then the gallon of milk. Some of you, if you come over from DoorDash or something like that, you're like, man, I can get, you know, $9.50 almost just delivering a gallon of milk to someone. Like, I would take that. But what you have to look at is Spark is different from a lot of these apps. The offers are better. Obviously, you've seen I took like a $26 shopping order, and you have to factor in that I was going 6.7 miles there, but then you're gonna have to drive 6.7 miles back. So it would have been over 13 miles total. Order size is another thing I want to talk about. When you click on the offer and you can see your total and your extra earnings, your delivery fee, tips, all that stuff, down underneath, it'll show, like I said, the apartment. It actually will show if they have perishable items, heavy items, bulky items, all that kind of stuff. But it also says if the order is a small order, medium order, large order, or extra large order. That's something you want to factor in when you're deciding whether or not you want to take these orders or not. It might seem good on paper. You might be like, oh man, I'm getting paid $20 and there's, you know, I'm just gonna have to drop off 3 orders and I'll have to drive 6 miles. And then you look on there and one of the orders is an extra large order and it's gonna take up a bunch of room. You're probably not even gonna be able to fit it all in your vehicle. These are all things that you have to factor in when you decide whether or not you want to accept the offer or not. So we've gone over the different offers. We have, you know, the round robins, which have the timer on it. Those ones affect your rating. You have a certain amount of time to accept or decline the offer. One thing I did fail to mention was that those offers will pop up on your screen and your screen only. So it's not like these other apps like Instacart where it's like anybody can just snag the order up. So you have to look at it real fast and figure out whether or not you want to take it. You have that timer that's on there. You have all that time to look at it and decide whether or not you want to take it or not. But you don't want to be too slow because you might think like, oh, I got a minute to look at it, and then you're looking at it and you're deciding, and then all of a sudden it times out and then you miss out on the order. Another thing to mention is these orders will say first come, first serve, and those are those orders that don't have a timer on them, and it's basically whoever wants to snag the order can snag it. Now that you've shopped for the order or gone to curbside, pick the order up, you will start your trip and it'll have a navigation on there. I don't know, it depends on what phone you're using. I believe mine just uses my regular navigation through Google, and I will click on that and it will show me how to get to the customer's house. Do not trust that 100%. You do want to look at the address on the Walmart Spark app as you're delivering it so you know the exact address. Sometimes it will take you to a neighbor's house or somewhere else and you're like, you do not want to deliver to the wrong customer. You will go through the steps that are on the screen. It's going to say, you're going to say you've arrived, you're going to confirm it. If you're doing a curbside, you need to scan one of the stickers that's on it. It's going to ask you where you want to put the items, front door, back door, porch, handed it to the customer, whatever it is, you're gonna select that, and then it's gonna ask you to take a photo. If you can include their address in with the photo, that's always a good option. Sometimes that's not an option. Once you've done that, you complete delivery. It's gonna ask for like a thumbs up, or you can just skip it, and then the delivery is done with, and then you move on to the next delivery. Or if that was your only delivery, then you're free to just do whatever you want. Head back to Walmart. For some orders, if a customer sets it up so you'll hand it to them and not just do a drop off, they will need to sign for it. There are some items like medicines and stuff where they will actually need to show their ID to prove their age. You'll have to put their name in, their birth date, and then they will have to sign it as well. Customer obviously is going to have to be there if they need to do that. What I like to do is let them know ahead of time. There will be a contact button on there where you can actually give them a phone call. You can give them a text message. Try to text message them, let them know. They don't respond to that, try to give them a phone call, message them through the app. If all fails and they're not responding, what you're going to basically have to do is take the stuff back to Walmart. I believe you do still get paid for it, but those are some of the things you can run into. One recommendation is if they have a bunch of stuff and they're going to need to sign for it, don't bring all the stuff up to their door and then ask them to sign it, because if they're not there, then you're gonna have to take all that stuff and bring it back to your vehicle. Another thing I should mention is you get extra earnings if you're sitting at curbside for, I believe it's about 9 minutes or longer. You'll get a pop-up on your screen. You just click the confirm button, and then it basically starts a timer. The longer you're sitting there waiting for the person to come out and give you your curbside, the more the earnings are gonna be. I've had them where they come out pretty quickly after that earnings popped up, and you end up only getting a few cents. And then I've had some where I'm waiting like a decent amount of time and I earn an extra $5 or so. I'd much rather get my order fast and get out of there and get to my customers and then get back so I can get the next offers. But you don't really have any control over it, so you gotta kind of take it as it comes. I did forget to talk about one offer, and that is the returns. These offers will pop up as $10, and you basically have to drive out to the customer's house, get the item they want to return, bring it back to the store. I believe you bring it back to the curbside, they come out and grab it, and you get paid $10, at least in my area. I don't believe these offers will go up in price. I've only ever seen them as $10. There was actually one today, that's what reminded me of it. I've never personally done one of these, so I'm not 100% sure in how it works. That is one offer that you could possibly get as a return. Hopefully I didn't miss anything. I tried to cover everything I could as far as the offers go. Hopefully you guys learned something. I know I didn't know everything about these offers when I first started. Just be patient with it. Don't feel like you need to take every offer that pops up on the screen. Maybe take a shopping order that doesn't have a lot of items when you first start out. Get used to the store, where the aisles are, how to find the items. Nice thing about Walmart is everything's marked. Typically, sometimes you'll have items where it just says, doesn't even give you a location of the item, and you have to talk to store employees and ask them. But within a few weeks, you definitely start learning the store, where items are, what the different sections are, and it just gets easier and easier as time goes on. One thing I did fail to mention was the curbsides. I've seen curbsides as low as $7, but with the shopping orders, they typically, at least at my location, they're only $11 is kind of the minimum. So you get paid more for doing the shopping orders, even if it's 1 or 2 items, than you do with the curbsides. But like I said, I think we shared everything that we could today. If you have any extra stuff you want to add to it, just let me know in the comment section. Thanks so much for watching. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.